glory. Get that glory grease. I mean, just in case you did, I just want to make sure you understand the rap. You know what I'm saying? It's 9642. You sisters, Mr. Black Curve, Iceberg Curve, Chicken Brain Jr.
Hey, yo, Burn, this shit's crazy, man.
Okay, what up, Chef?
Me and Scott Baio share the same birthday, so I'm in charge. Tell them losers that them being on top's not in the cards, like 11. So how I talk an angel down from heaven, take her to a restaurant where only apples are ingested. I'm sorry, I think I might have gave the wrong impression that you suckers being better than you are. Keep stressing, do the math. I'm about to school you dudes with the lesson. Me plus my alter ego equals musical progression. Your song minus me, I hope you dudes enjoy collection. We making hits while you pay for merch at the concession. I'm guessing they told you you should just be yourself, but all that got you is the show and silence from your inner self. Welts from whooping that ass in every session, cause I've been raw with the check-in since they put the check in. Suggestions, you should leave it to the BCG, cause I produce dead presidents similar to Ski. Yes. Yeah. Black Chain Gang, oh, the family. Check us out, man. Alias, oh, 973-2904. Let's go. Aspen and Duval, we out here doing it, man. Yo, C, we gets it in, man. C.
Yeah.
Who next?
That would be me. Me and Da Vinci share the same birthday. Now get the picture, paint a masterpiece with mastery. From a flicker, the pen, dripping ink, tattooing beats like they made of skin. Flow cool like Bassa Tracy. Me and Reagan got the same birthday. I'm so dope. Drop me in the middle of the hood, the competition lose hope. Chop me up, package me and move me round. And pretty soon I'll be known in every damn town. Me and Ali got the same birthday. I'm the GOAT, make these punchlines sting, metaphors float. Ain't no Viet Cong ever call me nigga, but I'll go to war with anybody pulling verbal triggers. Me and Wright brothers born on the same day. I'm flyer than a nigga even dreaming by the airplane. On their best day, I catch the eyes of them chromosomes without a wire walking down the runway. Me and Victory share the same D.O.B. Ever since a gleam, you have never been a threat to me. God made me on the 8th day. Wonder why he rested. To make sure creative forces were invested. To create a beast on these beats. BCG holding the reins, waiting to unleash.
Pound sign work. Motherfucker.
Yeah. What up, what up, what up? Hope y'all hear me, man. It seems like I'm having technical difficulties. Y'all talk to me in the chat. Seems like I'm having some type of technical difficulties. I don't know, man. Y'all let me know, is my volume good? Was that music playing? Was that music playing? And how did it sound? Did it sound choppy? Because it sounded choppy on mine. Let me go back. Let me try something else. I don't know why it was playing that way. It's like all this stuff is choppy.
Jello Beats, holla at me.
I hustle it deep. I hustle it deep. Black Chain Gang out here on that hustle mission, homie. I hustle it deep.
It's all choppy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Music is fine. Mic kind of choppy. I don't know. It's man. Let me go up in here. Let me go up into these settings and see what's going on. I don't know what the deal is around this joint. Boom, boom. Everything should be good. Everything should be good. What up? Talk to me. Andre, we're in the building. James McD is in the building. Professional fam, what is good? How y'all doing, man? Y'all come on in. Come on into the house, man. Y'all come on and kick it with me. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. Blue ranting again, y'all. Blue over here ranting again, y'all. Yeah, man. Come on in. Come on in. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Talk about it. What I'm gonna do is first and foremost, let me introduce, let me get everything cracking and popping, right? Introduce this show. 1 second. Welcome to Blues House. This is Bluminati. This is Blues House Live. You know how we get down every single Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, man. Where we do that deep dive into the heart of entertainment, pop culture. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna guide you through this stuff. You know what I mean? Don't forget to like, subscribe. Memberships are open. You know what I'm saying? Super chats is open. You know what I mean? Hit the line. Let's get into it. What's up, Pam? What they do, Pam? Pam, I'm ranting. You know me. I'm ranting about Marvel again, man. Might rant about Blade. I don't know, man. I'm just go off, man. I'm just go off because it's just they giving excuses to this dude, and I don't like that. Miss Roberta, how you doing? How you doing? Y'all like they giving excuses to Feige, man. And I don't think he deserves any excuses. You see what I'm saying? I do not think Feige deserves any excuses whatsoever. He ain't deserving them to me. Not yet. We ain't ready for that yet. Not yet. But yeah, I just don't feel the need to give Feige any kind of excuse, man. Any kind of excuse. So they, you know, it's like the question is the MCU too much to handle? Because that's what I'm questioning now. Is it too much to handle? Right? We know Kevin Feige, the supposed mastermind behind the MCU and everything going on. You know, the article came out, and he told the colleagues, you know, the new Marvel content feels like more like homework than entertainment. You know, I'm paraphrasing. But that remark to me is like, but you was the one in charge. You know what I mean? You was the guy in charge. Head honcho, big kahuna, as they say. The big fish. You know what I mean? You created this. Now you're talking about too much homework. And then, you know, because this is all off the backs of that Wall Street Journal article. And the crazy thing about it is that Wall Street Journal article, it ain't for us. It's not for the fan. That Wall Street Journal article that came out, that's for investors. Because who reads the Wall Street Journal? Who reads the Wall Street Journal? I want you to think about that. Who reads the Wall Street Journal? If you're not an investor, don't read the Wall Street Journal. If you're just a fan of Marvel, that ain't one of the things. I'm pretty sure that ain't in your browser history, Wall Street Journal, when it comes to movie entertainment or comic book entertainment or whatever, you know what I'm saying, pop culture entertainment. Wall Street Journal, I'm pretty sure, is not a shortcut in your browser. So this Wall Street Journal article was, to me, a fluff piece to try to make Feige, to soften the blow for Feige, soften what's going on with Marvel, to soften and make the investors look, you know, take a maybe you're right. Maybe we should give Feige some grace. Maybe we should. Maybe he's deserved of a third chance, fourth chance. I know we're getting diminishing returns. I know budgets keep going up, returns keep going lower. I know, but maybe we should give him another chance. It ain't his fault. It's all the circumstances that surround it. It ain't Feige's fault. And I'm calling BS. I'm calling BS on it. At the end of the day, it's still a leadership issue. It's still a leadership issue. You know, so I'm gonna get into this. Let's read through this article first. Before I do my real deep rant to this article first. Big for y'all. too big. Go down one. That'll work. That'll work. This from Collider. Buck in the building. What up? Buck said, "What up, Blue?" Don't nobody read that. Don't nobody read it. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Ain't nobody reading. Says if Kevin Feige sees the MCU as homework, why should the fans think otherwise? It's like Feige is conceding, right? He's conceding. For me, Marvel fatigue has been bandied about whenever one of Marvel Studios' theatrical releases didn't fare as well as previous installments. But this week's Thunderbolts opened below Captain America: Brave New World, which also released earlier this year. The conversation surprisingly felt quieter. Over the last 5 years, Marvel ramped up its output with multiple Disney Plus series on top of its regular film slate. The phase Marvel fatigue has only grown more pervasive. That Marvel fatigue, look, we was talking about comic book movie fatigue. They just shut it and I said, nah, Marvel fatigue, right? Marvel fatigue. But what happens when someone like Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige might be stretching himself too thin? It appears to be the case with recent Wall Street Journal article on the company and how it's handled the ups and downs these past few years. The Wall Street Journal offers information, but one thing that immediately jumped out was a quote saying that some of Feige's colleagues had overheard the CEO saying that watching all our TV series and films had become more like homework to entertainment. You don't think? You don't? Now, I don't know if y'all remember, and I should pull up the clip, but do y'all? Feige said you don't have to watch these shows to enjoy the movies. Remember that? Feige said you don't have to watch these shows to enjoy the movies. They won't have nothing to do, won't connect to the movies whatsoever. You can go one movie to the next, or one show to the next, watch a movie. You ain't got to worry about it. What happened to that? What happened to that? You just out here just lying to the people, right? Just lying. On one hand, this could be seen as hearsay because it didn't come directly from Feige, but it still begs the question: is Marvel a real thing? Might once say there's Marvel slumping effect, but is this Kevin Feige's fault for allowing Disney to push for so much Marvel content of all of which he continues to oversee? Right? Might say that there is a Marvel slumping effect, but is this Kevin Feige's fault for allowing Disney to push so much Marvel content, all of which he continues to? I'm saying, every actor part again, I'm saying it is Feige's fault. Yeah, Disney said more content, right? We could say more content could be a bad thing, or you could have given us good content, right? Nobody's going to complain about good food coming all the time. You know what I'm saying? If they won't get fatigue because it's good. That chef is back in the kitchen. He always providing content. It's food good, but as soon as his food drop off, guess what? The chef ain't got a job no more. When the food start tasting nasty, it's coming out dry, missing stuff, service is bad, and say a restaurant, the customer base leaves. They go find a different restaurant, right? Has Kevin stretched himself too thin? The problems surrounding Marvel Studios began shortly after the success of its record-setting Avengers Endgame, as the shifting its focus to creating series for a brand new Disney Plus streamer. When COVID hit in 2020, many of Marvel's feature films were delayed, so having content for Disney Plus proved to be beneficial. Excuse me, especially since many of them were based on popular characters from the Avengers movie, including Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany-led Emmy-winning series WandaVision, right? More Avengers would have begun to appear in their own series, including Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, and Hawkeye. Some of the stories from these shows were carried back into the movies. Characters like Ms. Marvel, Moon Knight, and She-Hulk get their own Disney Plus series to mixed results. Of these, only Ms. Marvel was brought onto movies. Secret Invasion was a massive event in the comics. I'll say that again. Secret Invasion was a massive. They should have italicized the bold printed massive. A massive event in the comics, but for some reason that ended up becoming a Disney Plus miniseries that no one was talking about either or that's No one was talking about either during since. Secret Invasion, probably one of Marvel's biggest stories to date, right? Relegated down to a Disney Plus miniseries that no one was talking about during or even since. What are we doing here? And I'm to blame Feige for that. That ain't Feige's fault. That's Feige's fault. Just stretched too thin. The Wall Street Journal article also details how Disney pushed for expansion, and how he went along with plan, eager to tell the many stories he had in mind, while also aiming to be an excellent corporate. I hate to say it, you can't be both. You can't be this excellent citizen, this yes man, and then tell these stories, right? Is my mic that bad? That bad? Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. She said I need a GoFundMe from the mic. Hold on. Everybody need to unplug and replug. Give me 1 second. Damn, it is that bad. Why y'all ain't tell? Hold on. Let me redo this. Check, check. 1 2 1 2. What I sound like? What I sound like now? Am I still choppy? Is it still choppy? I think I'm still choppy. Damn. I'm gonna go out and come back in. Y'all look, y'all stay on stream. I'll be back. Hold on. Damn it. Let me try something. Y'all give me 1 second, man. Give me 1 second. I'm probably gonna have to restart some stuff. I'm still here though. Hey, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? James B. D said it sounds better. I'm gonna come back in though. I'm gonna restart my computer, man, and come back in. But yeah, nah, I can still rant on Feige though. We can still talk major ish about old Feige. Shouldn't take me long to get back in here. Bear with me, please. Help me, please. Need technical difficulties. It's hard being a streamer, man. Miss Roberta, I gotta play something for you too. I appreciate the 10. I appreciate the 10. Okay. That's weird. This thing tripping for real. Why is my mic not? I mean, my camera not working. I don't know what is going on all of a sudden. Now I don't have no camera, man. It's been a hard day today. Disney, look, I guess Disney don't want me to be great. They don't. Y'all can hear me though. Tell me I went underneath the hood. Disney. Hey, they look. Pam, y'all hear me? I don't know what didn't happen. Hey, man, we're gonna have to keep rock. We'll rock like this, man. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what in the world is happening. Let me bring this article back up, man. That's crazy. Give me 1 second. Damn. If it even let me, will it even let me share the article? Y'all, it ain't even. Okay, there we go. I was gonna say that they ain't gonna let me share the damn article, man. This is nuts. As long as y'all can hear me, man. Let's get back into this article. Damn. I'm gonna have to go up underneath the hood for real. Time I go underneath the hood. I'm gonna have to do something. Something doesn't happen. All right, where did we stop at? Y'all remember when we was talking secret invasion, right? Secret invasion. Oh, nah, my bad. I gotta give Miss Roberta, if they even let me show it. I only got one of them up. Appreciate the super chat, Miss Roberta. This was for you.
I know one thing. When it comes down on you, you either collectivize.
You know, you pay all this money for something and you expect it to work. Damn it. All right. Sorry, Miss Roberta. I can't give you the super chat love, man, but my background ain't working. Ain't nothing working. None of my media assets is doing anything. He set me down. He trying to set me down. We're gonna keep going though. We're gonna keep going. Where we was at Wall Street Journal article also details how Disney pushed for an expansion. How Feige went along with the plan, eager to be. Yeah, that's what I was saying. You can't do both. You can't do both. You can't try to please the corporate entity and try to. Well, I mean, maybe you can. But when you don't succeed, I'm looking at that as bad leadership. You as a leader should have your sliders. I don't know if y'all play like Madden or 2K or anything like that. A player has sliders, right? His slide, to me, his leadership slider should have been way above trying to be the corporate yes man, because you already got the job. Feige, you got the job. You the $1 billion man. Why do you don't have to be the yes man? You the $1 billion man. Concentrate on the art, concentrate on the craft. You can still expand and concentrate on the craft. Start a new division to where people actually can come and talk to you. Delegate. Hire some people that you trust that's going to put out good product. Delegate. How hard is that? During a recent conference call with Wall Street analysts, presumably in response to the Wall Street Journal piece, Disney CEO Bob Iger even admitted that Disney had been pushing its brands for more projects, and the Thunderbolts was the best example of the studio pivoting away from that. Buck, I also appreciate your $9.99, man. Appreciate it. This is coming from the article. Says, in our zeal to flood our streaming platform with more content, we turned to all of our creative engines, including Marvel, and had them produce a lot more. We've also learned over time that quantity does not necessarily beget quality. Duh. Really? Come on, man. Like, and that's the crazy thing. I wish y'all could see my face. That's the crazy thing. How you not know that? How you not know? The more you push out, the more you fatigue the system. So whatever system you have in place, once you start ramping it up and you don't add to the system, when you don't add to the conveyor belt, the assembly line, you can't have the same system and try to push out more product. It's going to fail. It's going to break down. The quality is going to be bad. You probably don't even have a good QA system in place, right? You probably don't even have good leadership in place. You got rid of Victoria Alonso. Was she a good leadership? I don't know. Nate Moore, he's gone. Was he good leadership? I doubt it. So it's you. You were the ultimate decision maker in said thing. Telling you, he don't get a pass with me for being spread too thin. That don't work with me, man. That don't work with me. By consolidating a bit and having Marvel focus much more on their films, we believe it will result in better quality. I think the first and best example of that is Thunderbolts. Yes. You should have a film division and a TV division. Feige, you can be the overall head guru. That's fine. Let somebody run your TV division. That way, that person can put out quality TV shows, quality TV series. And they don't have to connect to the movies. Perfect example. The Netflix stuff on the Disney, the Marvel stuff that was on Netflix didn't connect to the movies. They made references, but they didn't necessarily connect to the movies. And they was good. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. made references. Their landscape changed due to what was going on in the movies, in the big universe or whatever, but it didn't connect to the movies. And it was good. It was decent to good for the most part. You don't have to spin off a movie into a TV show. You don't have to do that. You can go off and make these independent shows, make them work within the universe, and still not have it connect to the movies. But see, your push for your thing to push Miss Marvel, I like Miss Marvel, but you could have had Miss Marvel. You could create your own TV universe of big hitters in the TV universe. Miss Marvel could have been a big hitter on Disney Plus. She-Hulk could have been a big hitter on Disney Plus. Moon Knight can be a big hitter on Disney Plus. Everything don't have to spin off from the Avengers. Y'all kept wanting to push this Avengers brand so bad after you gave it the perfect send-off with Endgame. Y'all could have left all of that right there at Endgame. Leave that right there. Endgame. But no, greed got you. Greed got you. Avengers, everything got to spin off from the Avengers. We're going to do this so we can make another big Avengers movie. Y'all didn't even think past y'all nose with what was going on. Let's do the multiverse. I ain't there yet. I ain't even going. I'm gonna chill on that for right now. Continuing with the article, is it truly Kevin Feige's fault when Marvel projects don't connect? Yes. One can legitimately say Marvel is having a slump after two massive theatrical hits in the past 5 years. Both Spider-Man No Way Home and Deadpool Wolverine grossed over $1 billion worldwide despite COVID and industry strikes. Now, I know they like to give Spider-Man No Way Home and Deadpool and Wolverine to Marvel. Yes, the logo is there. Spider-Man can exist on his own and still probably make $1 billion. Spider-Man is that big. Spider-Man is that powerful of a franchise on its own, right? Deadpool and Wolverine, to me, was not a Marvel. It was not an MCU film. I know it had the crawl, the Marvel universe, cinematic universe crawl at the beginning of the movie. I get all that. That movie was a Ryan Reynolds film from the bygone era of Fox. To me, that film had nothing to do with Marvel as it's constructed right now, as it's presently constructed. Right? Nothing to do with it. I mean, they threw the TVA in there, I guess, if you want to say that. But other than that, if they swapped out the TVA for something else, that movie would still work. And the multiverse story is a multiverse story. It don't have to be because of Marvel. They had time traveling Deadpool too. Which I don't, I'm still still confused with time travel in different universes, but it is what it is. They ain't never explained it the way they should explain it. That's another reason why the multiverse fell and it's destroyed everything that came out. On the other hand, Marvel fatigue is real. And many of Marvel's decisions, like turning Captain America Brave New World into a sequel to 2008's The Incredible Hulk, yeah, stupid decision, dumb decision, just haven't panned out or connected as planned. Captain America Brave New World also suffered from story-altering reshoots and delays after the movie had finished production. But they want to tell us they only spent, what they say, 100 and, what did they say, 180? Just lying. Y'all know y'all spent way more than that. Y'all know y'all up in, y'all, the first report was that it was around 300. Around 300 million. Then all of a sudden, oh, we only spent 180. Come on, man, you lying. They trying to save face. Any way they can save face, they're going to try to save face. So with the pressure Feige has faced to deliver a steady stream of exclusive content for Disney Plus, to the point that the movies have been suffering, he still clearly seems to have a plan, especially for X-Men. I would like him gone before X-Men comes out. Hate to say it. I would like him out of there. Up out of there. For real. I would like him gone. Vamoose. Peace. Sayonara. Still, one has to wonder whether Marvel Studios' primary creative leader is facing some fatigue himself. He's only one man with so much storytelling and content to oversee. According to the Wall Street Journal, it's even become harder for Marvel employees to get time with him to secure his approvals on projects in development or production. At the same time, Feige has had to navigate other unforeseen complications. See, here we go. Let's hit these excuses. Here come the excuses. Like Jonathan Majors being found guilty, which led Marvel to alter its original plans for the previously announced Avengers Kang Dynasty. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this right here, right now. Maybe this is a bad take. Jonathan Majors being found guilty had nothing to do with them moving away from Kang. That's why I'm sticking to that. That had nothing to do with them moving away from Kang. Kang did not work. The way they introduced Kang did not work well for what they was going to try to present. It didn't. They put Kang in Ant-Man and Quantumania, B to C list Avenger, and he ends up winning the day over Kang, the big bad. So I'm supposed to be worried about Kang, and I'm Kang gang all day long, but I'm supposed to be worried about Kang when he can't even be Ant-Man. He can't even be Ant-Man, and I'm supposed to be worried about Kang? And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who felt this way. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who felt this way. He could not beat Ant-Man. Or, okay, Ant-Man and Wasp. He couldn't beat them too. But I'm supposed to be worried about Ant-Man. I mean, about Kang. So I'm calling BS on that. At this point, Marvel is banking on Robert Downey Jr. to return to the MCU, this time as Dr. Doom. Shock casting, right? Shock cast. They trying to figure out a way to, they think that nostalgia is going to work. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I don't necessarily think it's going to go over right. Not him coming back as Doom, because a lot of casual fans going to be like, what the hell is going on? And if the story ain't compelling enough and it's just shock value of Robert Downey coming back as Doom and the story don't fit, I don't think it's going to work. Don't think it's going to work. So he's supposed to come back to deliver an impact on par with Thanos during the Infinity Saga. Unfortunately, and this is what I've been saying too, unfortunately, Avengers Doomsday won't have the benefit of a decade's worth of buildup like Infinity War and Endgame, the studio's biggest hits. So what are we building towards? The thing about the MCU is the buildup, the connection, the tissue between the movies. Me getting invested with characters, hell, even me getting invested with villains. Thanos, Loki. Right? Feige and Marvel are aware that mistakes were made and everyone involved seems to be course correcting. Thunderbolts does seem to like a step in the right direction, as the movie has been well received and even stirred up anticipation for the character's return in Avengers Doomsday. With James Gunn bringing a more focused vision to Marvel's biggest rival over at DC, it remains to be seen whether Feige can steer the MCU back on course. I don't think he can. I don't think he can. I think this the MCU ship has ran aground. I'm using Navy terminology. I think it's ran aground. Yeah, Thunderbolts is a good move, but the thing is the fan base there now, or have they totally checked out? Right? Is the fan base there, or has they totally checked out? One good movie does not save the brand, the Marvel brand. When you've been giving me trash shows and bad movies in the last 5 years, you haven't given me anything to make me like Marvel, to make me want to, I gotta go see this movie. You really haven't. It's been some good ones. I mean, Shang-Chi was good. I'm 50-50 on the term. Sometimes I like Eternal, depending on what it is. Sometimes I don't, but TV shows, lots of misses over there. Lots of misses. And I grade them just like I grade the movies, because the budget is just as much. You put just as much money into it. So no, I don't think he can course correct. I really don't. I think it just might be time for him to put, hang it up. And that's okay. You know what I mean? It's okay if he wants to hang it up. It's totally fine. Totally fine. But if you're gonna go, because it's not like he ain't successful. Feige is hella successful, and I don't want to take none of the success away from him. I know I call him a fraud and stuff like that, because I do think though the early phases, I think he had a lot more help, or he let a lot the creators who actually know their stuff come in and do what they needed to do, right? And now he kind of ran everybody off, or they ran everybody off. But the only way I could see him course correcting is I know they want to come in. They bringing Fantastic Four in, and a lot of people are like, oh, Fantastic Four is going to be good. And I'm like, I don't think that brings the fans back. Fantastic Four is not what people think it is, as far as a beloved franchise on the movie side of things. It's not a beloved franchise. You know what I'm saying? It's not one of those. We've had 3 Fantastic Four movies. How many people talk about those Fantastic Four movies like they're actually good? I mean, they're serviceable, right? At least the first 2 maybe are serviceable. That last one was bad. So I don't know if they get the benefit of the doubt just because it now says now it's the Marvel's logo on there instead of Fox. I don't know if they get the benefit of the doubt. I don't. And they're coming out at a bad time for Marvel. Right? Fantastic Four is dropping at a bad time for the Marvel brand overall. So you got the Fantastic Four brand, which is burnt and tainted. And then you got the Marvel brand, which is cracks in the armor, chinks, and people, you know what I'm saying, is walking away from it. I don't know if that's a good time to be dropping. But let's talk about these phases and the complaints that people have had, because 4, 5, and 6, it's lots of criticisms, concerns about storytelling, production quality, franchise direction. You know what I'm saying? As they talked about in the article, quantity over quality, man. Like we had the rapid expansion of the MCU, especially during phase 4, and it led to like an overwhelming number of things that that dropped, whether it was films or whether it was Disney Plus series. We even got some specials in there. I want to say that this strained production resources, compromised visual effects. Everybody was talking about how the CGI was bad. Right? Let me remove this. Let me put myself back. There we go. Is my cam back yet? No, still no cam. Still no camera. We all talked about the CGI. Storytelling being bad. I said that for the longest. Bad storytelling. She-Hulk. A lot of criticism for the CGI, right? A lot of, because it's that She-Hulk should not be it. I would say this. I think you treat She-Hulk like you would treat any other Marvel character. She-Hulk should have been a movie. Hate to say it. She-Hulk should have been a movie. Tatiana Maslany is a great, phenomenal actor. She-Hulk is a great character. Take some time and some care and figure out how to tell a dope story with her on the big screen. That's what you do. She should not be a character that's regulated to Disney Plus. I'm sorry, she should not. She's one of them. She's probably one of your most famous, not the most, but one of the most famous female comic book characters that Marvel has, and you regulate her to a Disney Plus show that wasn't even all that good. Like the disrespect. The disrespect. We got Thor: Love and Thunder. Horrible, inconsistent tones. The visuals was bad. And y'all let Taika Waititi write this, and he didn't give two F's about the character. And this is when, for me, this is when it goes back to leadership. You knew Taika didn't know nothing about Thor. You knew he didn't care about Thor. You let Taika come into your world and finesse you. But I'm supposed to think that you can right the ship, bring things back, Feige? You let Taika Waititi grift you. What up, Stamina? My bad, I ain't got no camera. The camera ain't working for some reason. The light on, everything, I don't know. Camera just ain't working. It is what it is. I don't know. But yeah, you let Taika Waititi grift you. And that's crazy to me. Like I said, inconsistent storytelling, character arcs. It was mad frustration. We had mad frustration over the lack of character development. Everything seemed to regress. Everything seemed to go backwards after Endgame. Wanda. Right? Everybody loves Wanda. But even her as a character is inconsistent. Her from Doctor Strange to what we saw in WandaVision was a total, 180. It went backwards. Went backwards. I'm probably going to bring up Thor: Love and Thunder a lot because Thor: Love and Thunder was all over the place with the plot lines and the nonsense because of a grifter named Taika Waititi. Great director, by the way. When he's doing the stuff that he actually knows about, cares, and loves, great director. Lack of cohesive narratives, right? The narratives weren't cohesive. We got a lot of interconnected storytelling in phases 1 through 3. The Infinity Saga, a lot of it. 4 and 5, disjointed. We had Moon Knight and the Eternals introduce new characters and concepts that had no ties to the broader scale of the MCU. Introduced these gods and these celestials, and they just went away. Like, where did they go? disappeared on us. Disappeared on us. What is this stop screen? Oh. Then I think they put too much into the Disney Plus series. They relied on it too much. They came and told us, you don't need this. If you want to watch it, cool, but you don't need it. Right? They integrated these Disney Plus shows into the main storyline, double-edged sword. You can't do that. Now, you can do it, but it's dope in theory because you can go for like deeper character explanation, explore some things and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Maybe develop characters. But it also, when doing that, it requires viewership. And it calls for a constant viewership from one series to the next, especially if you're connecting everything in these Disney Plus shows. Some people might like WandaVision, but don't like Moon Knight. Some people might like Hawkeye, but don't like Miss Marvel. Some people might love She-Hulk, right? But hate Werewolf by Night. So now it's like, do I gotta watch all this stuff? Prime example, the Marvels. The Marvels, you had to watch WandaVision and Miss Marvel to know who these characters are. So if you've never seen WandaVision, if you've never seen Miss Marvel, when you go watch the Marvels, because, oh, I know who that is, that's Captain Marvel. And I go watch it and I'm like, well, who is this little girl, and who is this black lady? I don't know them. And they seem to know each other, but I don't know nothing about their backstory. What's going on? What? You see what I'm saying? Now you confused. Y'all give me one. I want to try to fix this. Give me 1 second. Let me unplug this camera. Will I come back? Nope, still nothing. That's crazy. I don't know what's going on with the camera. But yeah, did you come on? Then we get where the villains at? You just gave us the villain of all villains with Thanos, right? Villain of all villains. And we know that that's been the ongoing thing with Marvel, as you know, how they treated their villains. But I kind of, I was like, okay, they got to learn from that mistake. They got to learn from that mistake. You just gave us the villain of all villains. Dope backstory. You developed them well. People either love or hated Thanos, which is a good thing. That's what you want. You want people to have a love-hate relationship with all your characters for the most part. You want that. But then we get Gore the God Butcher. One of the great, if y'all read that comic, y'all would love this dude or hate to love him. One of the greatest villains possibly in modern Marvel era. Y'all hired a phenomenal actor to play him. But guess what? Guess who directed the movie? Guess who wrote the movie? The grifter, Taika Waititi, who didn't care about making Gore good, who didn't care about making Thor Love and Thunder good. You know what I'm saying? Which diminishes the overall impact of the movie. Because the people who's showing up to see Gore the God Butcher didn't see none of that. And I wasn't expecting comic book gore. Just because, you know, how Marvel is, just like we didn't get comic book Thanos. But I was expecting something similar. They had Christian Bale show up as Christian Bale in whiteface. No prosthetics. Like, this dude is supposed to be alien and scary and all of this, and you just had him in chalk face. And this is Christian Bale, one of Hollywood's probably, you know, a greatest method actor who does body changes to play characters, who don't mind wearing prosthetics and things of that nature to fit inside of these roles. And y'all just had this man show up as chalk face. Cut your hair off, man, and we just gonna throw some chalk on you and put a white robe on you. That's it. That's all we're gonna do. That's it. Throw some dirty teeth in your mouth and call it a day. Like, who designed that? Hope they was fired after that. Visual effects, production quality. We heard the reports of the overworked CGI visual effects teams, the production schedules being so tight that you can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? If mistakes is made, oh well, they just there. Noticeable declines in CGI quality. We saw that. Captain America Brave New, we just saw that recently. All those reshoots look bad, didn't they? Didn't them reshoot? You can tell where he was, how it was reshot. Green screen. This ain't the 90s. This ain't the 80s where you can tell it's a green screen. You shouldn't even know that. You shouldn't even know that. This is all Feige's fault. It's all down to one man. I spread thin my ass. I think you just quit. I think Feige just quit working. I think he thought that the ship would steer itself. Nobody at the helm. We don't need nobody at the helm. We good. We good. Then we get into superhero fatigue, right? We get into superhero fatigue. Sheer volume is too much MCU content coming through. Too much content, superhero fatigue. That became the term, what, last year, year before last? Superhero fatigue. Is superhero fatigue real? Is it real? Is it real? Or the audience is overwhelmed? Are they less enthusiastic about these new releases coming out? And if y'all remember this time last year, wasn't Marvel saying, hey, look, man, we're going to change our release strategy. Focus on fewer but high quality projects just to rekindle the audience interest. Didn't they say that? We're only going to release 2 movies a year. One of those being Deadpool and Wolverine. Didn't they say that? I recall them saying that. Feige again, right? Once that money gets to flying out the door, when them tickets ain't being sold, when them butts ain't being put in seats, when investor calls happen and then people start calling in and they say, hey man, the stock ain't looking too good. What's going on? What y'all over there doing? And one thing that I've been pushing since the end of Endgame, the overcomplicated multiverse narrative. Why did y'all go this route? This is the horrible route to go. The multiverse. Who said that this was going to be a fun ride? Do you know how complicated time travel is? Just regular time travel. It's complicated. Look at Terminator. You know what the crazy thing is? Because when you're dealing with the multiverse, they call it, is it time travel or is it different universe? I don't know. Oh, let's go with time travel. Time travel is complicated. The thing that works with time travel is just one storyline. Because that's what Terminator does. It's the same storyline, just told in different ways, right? Kind of like the butterfly effect. This time when the Terminator comes back, he stepped on a branch in Nevada, which caused John Connor to be born a year later than previous year or something like that. Sarah Connor scraped her knee, didn't meet Kyle Reese, right? Like things of that nature. Even that is kind of complicated, but it's still in that same starting point of the Terminator traveling back in time from once Skynet took over. They try to simplify it that way. Marvel, on the other hand, they want to say, oh, it's time travel, but we're doing time travel, but it's different universes. And in this universe, you can have a Loki that's a girl, but it's not a Loki. And in this universe, such and such is black. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, what? And then we got Kangs, and then it's a million Kangs. And these Kangs, if we don't stop the one before all and the one who ruins this and that, it's like, what are you talking about, dog? What do you do? How did Captain America put the stones back? That's what, you know what? That's what people wanted to know. How did Captain America put the stones back and then end up as an old man sitting on the bench talking to Bucky and Sam? Give me that story. I don't need 100 Lokis and Sylvies and all of this other stuff. I don't need that. And Loki was dope. Dope show. But now there's no stakes involved because you've taken away consequence. You've taken away consequence. New characters. We got a lot of new characters in these phases, right? Lots of, maybe, I don't know, maybe the same amount. I don't know, but it seems like a lot. You know, whether through cameos, post-credit scenes, we got Black Knight. Whatever happened to Black Knight? Where he at? Black Knight ain't showed up since Eternals. We ain't even gonna speak on Blade. Man, Feige walked that man out on that stage knowing damn well he wasn't finna let this man have no movie. Walked that man out on stage and said, ladies and gentlemen, 2-time award-winning Mahershala Ali as Blade. And we all clapped. Yeah. He's going to be Blade. This is going to be great. Oh, my God. That was in 2019. It's 2025 now. Rihanna is about to have her third baby. Her third baby since the introduction of Mahershala Ali as Blade, and we ain't got one film yet. We don't even know what this dude looked like. They ain't got no writers. They ain't got no directors. Rihanna got 3 kids in that time, though. That is crazy. 3 children have been born from this one person since the announcement of Blade. These kids... Three. Rihanna done performed at a Super Bowl. Had kids. Become a billionaire, I think, within that time. Like, what is going on? And we still don't have a Blade. You know what? You know what's crazy? Trump was president the first time. Trump was president the first time Blade was announced. Oh, man. He was president then, and now he's president again. We've gotten 2 Trumps. We've gotten 2 Trumps before we got in the Blade movie. 2. What are y'all doing, Feige? What are y'all doing, Marvel? Two. writing quality. Bad writing quality. Me, myself, I've looked at these movies and these films and these TV shows and looked at the plot lines, checked out the dialogue, and it either felt rushed or underdeveloped, right? Nothing about it felt good. Yeah, Pam, we've gotten a multiverse Trump we've gotten since Blade was announced. 2 Trumps. MAGA World 1 and MAGA World 2 Trump has showed up since the announcement of Blade. That's crazy. That is crazy. And all of, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to the writing, the decline seems to be due to the accelerated production of these shows, the schedules, the pressure to keep the continuous stream of content coming. And I'm throwing this all on, I'm at the end of the day, I gotta throw it on the coach's shoulders. It's the coach's fault. Not only is Feige the coach, he's also the GM. He makes the decisions. He gets these. He has the veto power. He's the end all be all. It's him. It's him for not knowing how to delegate. It's him for not knowing how to put people in place to put the proper product out. It's him for not slowing the process down. Even though I can still put out an exorbitant amount of product at a steady pace and still look good doing it. I could say, hey, hold on, let's come up with a 5-year plan to do this. How long does it take to say, hey, this weekend, nobody's going home this weekend. We staying right here in this boardroom. We finna brainstorm. We finna come up with all of these ideas to make sure that this conveyor belt doesn't go crazy. You see what we just did back there in phase 1, 2, and 3 with that Infinity Saga? How do we duplicate that? It took us 10 years to do that. Took us 10 years to do that. Let's figure out how to do that in 8 years. But I need a plan. And then I need a plan B for if that plan doesn't work. We need a multiverse here. That's what we need. So I can figure out which way to go. If A ain't working, can I go through door B? Can I go through door C? If C doesn't work, can I? They should have had a whole board of this is what Marvel is about. On the TV side of things, this is what we're doing over here. On the movie side of things, this is what we're doing over here. Oh, animation, we want to do. All right, let me go hire an animation guy to head up anime. Like, it all goes back to Feige. I'm not giving no excuses to this dude. You're the leader. They made you to create. He's the creator. And not only is he the, let's look up Feige. Because the hats that he wear, what he does, his job, what it entails. His title, he's the president of Marvel Studios. He's also the Marvel Studios chief creative officer. You're the president and you're the chief creative officer. So you're in charge of all the creativity stuff that's going on over there. Yes, this falls on your shoulders. Yes. You sign the checks. Yes. You're the guy when they call and say, hey, this is the way we want to do it. You say, okay, let's do it that way. You. So people trying to give excuses to Feige. People trying to give what's the term I want to say? Leadway to Marvel Studios. And I'm not one of those people who just let Marvel give me anything. I'm not that type of fan. And I wouldn't want anybody else to be that type of fan. You shouldn't let, if you pay your money, which we all do, we all pay our money. If you pay your money and it ain't working for you, complain. Complain. Talk about it. Hey, I don't like this. That don't make you any less of a fan. It don't make you any less of a fan because you are voicing your opinion about the product. And that's what I don't like within our fandom also. Because some fans just, oh, well, they're giving, but they gave us this. Yeah, but it wasn't good. It wasn't good. It was not good. Yeah, but no, it wasn't good. Real simple. It wasn't good. Didn't like it. And that's okay. I didn't like it. Maybe you did, but I didn't like it. All right, I'm getting ready to wrap up. Let me get into this chat because I seen some super chats. Let me go back. Answer these super chats. What up, Buck? Buck says, I've been saying this, the reason why they got rid of him so easily is because Kang wasn't working. Yeah, it just wasn't working. That, to me, it wasn't. I know a lot of, us is, and I'm not saying that still wasn't part of the reason, right? His court situation, but it was so easy to get rid of him because it wasn't working, right? Kang just wasn't working. The way he was introduced, then putting, the Loki situation. Now people got to watch Loki. It just wasn't working. Just was not working. And that's fine. It didn't work. The problem with those phases were mid and didn't connect. Marvel has put out mid in the other phases, but it was still right. And the thing is, it's okay to put out mid. There's nothing wrong with putting out mid. Nothing wrong. You should be able to keep me engaged, right? Ant-Man was good. Ant-Man 2, they're mid movies though, right? They're good, but they're mid movies. They still kept me there, kept me entertained through what I think Falcon showed up in. Was it Ant-Man 2? I want to say Falcon showed up in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still had some connection. It still had bigger emphasis on what was going on in the Marvel universe overall. I enjoyed Captain Marvel. People say that was mid. I enjoyed it, but some people say it didn't connect, but it did because it was the introduction of Cap. They could have did it. They to me should have told a different story of her, but that's the story that they went with. Cool. What else came out doing? Thor, Dark World, and a lot of these movies set up the Infinity storyline, right? So it led to something big. Thor, Dark World, Infinity's gem storyline, right? What else? Guardians of the Galaxy and Infinity Gem storyline. What am I missing? Avengers. Was it Avengers? Not Avengers. Well, Avengers, yeah, the first Avengers, and also Age of Ultron, Infinity. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that's a character that they wasted too. Ultron was a wasted character. Like, you can go back and look at that first couple phases and find the where they messed up at. or where some things just didn't, work, but they still kept you connected, right? It still made you want to, okay, that next movie, after I just learned, because you learn things for each movie that builds up to the next, and it's payoff. They didn't pay off nothing. These phases, they didn't pay off jack. Nothing. Let's see. Pam says, go to this one. She-Hulk basically showed us that Feige doesn't run nothing. The machine Kevin runs Marvel. But Blue, they had someone to run the TV division, but he was the one that did not want. Well, no, okay. Perlmutter. I'm gonna, because a lot of people talk about Ike Perlmutter. Let's talk a little bit about Isaac Perlmutter, right? Ike Perlmutter not only was in charge, like he was Marvel. Ike Perlmutter owned Marvel. He owned it. It was his. Right? Ike Perlmutter first was a member of the board of directors of Marvel Comics beginning back in 1993 and was chairman of the board up until March 1995. I'm gonna just run down his little Marvel situation. Ike Perlmutter was also the co-owner with AV Arad of Toy Biz, later called Marvel Toys. Now I collected toys from Toy Biz back then. They was some of the hottest things smoking. After purchasing its predecessor company from Sharon Industries back in 1990, Toy Biz was reorganized in the Marvel deal, with Perlmutter continuing to own the original Toy Biz as a holding company named Zib, which held its foreign sales affiliate Toy Biz International, blah, blah, blah. When Marvel Group went bankrupt in 1996, protracted and legal battles over control of the company followed between Perlmutter, control of the company, Perlmutter, AV Arad, Carl Icahn, and Ronald Perelman. In 1997, Perlmutter and Arad had established control over the company, pushing out Icahn and Perelman. So now we got Perlmutter and AV Arad as sole controllers. Toy Biz and Marvel were merged into Marvel Enterprises to bring it out of bankruptcy in June of 1998, with Toy Biz becoming a division of the new company. November 2001, Perlmutter became vice chairman of Marvel. He became the CEO of Marvel. In January 2005, he remained CEO of Marvel Entertainment after its acquisition by. So once Disney took over and acquired it, he remained the CEO. Perlmutter received $800 million in cash and $590 million in stock. We don't worry about all that. Perlmutter stopped overseeing the development of Marvel Studios. This was back in September 2015. Disney felt studio head Kevin Feige should report directly to the chair of Walt Disney Studios, Alan Horn, so that all cinematic properties of Disney, including Pixar and Lucasfilms, were under one management structure. The restructuring was reportedly due to Feige's frustration with working with Perlmutter, as well as alleged comments and actions by Perlmutter, such as replacing Terrence Howard, who wanted more money to continue playing James Rhodes, with Don Cheadle, arguing that black people looked to hey, Perlmutter was look, one thing we know is Perlmutter is not the he on the racist side. We know he on the racist side. Perlmutter sideline coincided with the notable increase in Marvel Studios' focus on diversity and inclusion. Jeff Loeb, who oversaw Marvel Television and the television properties of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, still reported to Perlmutter up until 2019. So all the way up until 2019, Perlmutter was still over Marvel Television. He was still over Marvel Television, right? Maybe he should have. Crazy thing is, maybe he should. The bad thing that he did, because he was over Marvel. So during the time that Fox owned X-Men, he was like, well, since we don't own X-Men, we're going to push the Inhumans. So they had a big push for the Inhumans on the comic side of things and also on the movie side of things. Didn't work because just wasn't making no money, because he figured since X-Men was owned by Fox, Marvel Studios can't make no money. No, Marvel Television can't make no money. But maybe, just maybe, Perlmutter should have stayed over there at Marvel Television. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. In March 2023, Perlmutter was laid off from his position running Marvel Entertainment as part of restructuring to fold the division's operations into Disney proper. Perlmutter retained his shares in Disney, which he used to back Nelson Peltz's campaign to claim a seat on the Disney board. After losing the proxy fight in April 2024, Perlmutter sold all 25.6 million of his shares in the following month. Damn. Yeah, so he was Perlmutter held Marvel down from 93 up until 2023. 40 years. Perlmutter was Marvel. So I know he a bigot, but I got to give him respect to the things that he did. He pulled Marvel out of bankruptcy. He did all of this stuff. Selling off the assets, that's him. Blade, you wouldn't get Blade without Perlmutter selling it off to New Line. You wouldn't get X-Men. You know what I'm saying? Like Perlmutter, he did things to keep Marvel afloat. So I give him respect on that. But like Stamina said, no, Perlmutter was not for the culture in the slightest, not at all. Dude was a bigot in the race. He said, "Oh, Blade, don't worry. Don Cheadle looks just like Terrence Howard." I wonder how that meeting went. You know what I'm saying? I would have loved to have been in that room just to hear him say some shit like that. Oh, nah, don't worry about it. Black folks can't tell the difference between Don Cheadle and Terrence Howard. We good. We good. You know, but he probably was stingy too. Racist and stingy. Let me go back to these comments. Where I leave off at? Say Feige, Marvel should have hired another person. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's right there, Pam. Feige, if you felt you were stretched too thin, start breaking this thing down. Hey, I need somebody over here. I need a person over here. Let me hire this person. Hey, Samantha, give me a list of executives who I can get in to come and run such and such. Young executives. Give me a list. Compile a list of the young executives. I need that on my desk by in the morning. We need to start headhunting. Yep, split the universe up. Young Avengers could have been a big event for Disney. Could have. They could have made Disney Plus all about the young. Imagine that. We got the Avengers on the big screen, right? And we got the Young Avengers on the small screen. Why not go full in on the Young Avengers? You got Miss Marvel. You got Hawkeye. What's her name? America Chavez. Patriot. Then you bring in from Agatha, Billy and Tommy. Have them have a same things that was going. I don't want to say the same thing, but you can damn near replicate the same stuff that was going on during the Infinity Saga with the Young Avengers, whatever their big storyline was. And I hate to say it, Kang should have been their big bad. Let Kang be their antagonist. Hell, he was already in the Loki series. Make Kang, now it's all linear. Everything that's happening in Disney Plus. Oh, I know, that's Kang. Kang is now the Young Avengers main antagonist. He they big bad for their phases. It ain't hard. It didn't have to line up with it. That's the lie that they told us from the jump. They told us that lie from the jump. Oh, it ain't got it. Don't worry about it. It ain't got to line up. We ain't even got to watch it. Way too much going on in the MCU to keep track of. The first three phases was simple. Simple. Yeah, it was simple. Multiverse should have just been traveling to other universes. That should have stayed with Loki. Time travel with the Avengers and should have. Okay, Pam, preach. Preach, Pamela, preach. Nope. Said Thunderbolts kind of addressed in a meta way how no one has a clue who the Avengers are at the moment. In the movies, don't know, and the audience doesn't know. Why should we care? Why should I care who the Avengers are? They got Falcon fighting with Bucky about the Avengers name. Ain't Falcon and Bucky friends? Hey, they ain't just friends, they close friends. And ain't Sam a counselor? I'm pretty sure he could have taught Bucky. Like, come on, man. Buck say Thor: Love and Thunder was an abomination. Abomination. In my opinion, everything the MCU went to hell, went to T'Challa. There you go. That's the first. And Pam, what I said, the day when they killed T'Challa, they killed the MCU. Hate to say it. More leadership issues. Making a decision like that in the span of a meeting, and what Nate Moore said, we didn't even really think about it. Brought to the table and moved on quick. Black Panther, Captain Marvel, and Spider-Man was supposed to be y'all 3 leading characters going forward into phases 4, 5, and 6. Y'all destroyed that when y'all got rid of T'Challa in lieu of promoting Shuri. And I like Shuri. I just don't like her here. In the MCU, that Shuri is not the Shuri that we know of in the comics. Right? What we got? Because I'm ready to get up out of here. Feige had Alonzo, Tran, Wonderbomb, D. Epicito, Bassard, Mora, Villanos, etc. all there, and at no point was he going it alone. And yet, well, I don't, but okay. Wonderbomb is I want to say he's fairly new into that triangular power structure with Feige, D. Epicito. I think Wonderbomb took over for Victoria Alonso. So Wonderbomb now, and I think he's heading up the animation side, right? Everybody else, I don't think they matter. I don't think they do nothing of significance, and I could be wrong, but I don't think they do nothing of real significance to change anything, right? But they should, though. All of these people you named, what do they do that helps Feige? Wonderbomb is probably the only one that I know that does something that helps Feige, or that could help Feige. Hey, I'm over here. I'm running animation. I think he does television too, or he might be more big on television than anything, but he might be the only one. Like, I would love to know what everybody else's titles are and what they do. Because ain't no way Feige should be stretched thin. No way he should be stretched thin. To me, it sounds like Feige quit doing his job. At one point in the article, they said that people couldn't get in contact with Feige. How you can't get in contact with Feige? And I know Marvel Studios isn't like a boutique shop in it, you know what I'm saying? But Feige, if you got pressing matter, like Feige, what are you doing? Who are you talking to? It should be no reason why I can't set up a meeting on Feige's calendar. Feige should have had a financial person to handle all the finances, right? A production person to handle the production, the logistics. Like, what are we talking about? How are you stretched thin, Feige? The money man should be like, hey, Feige, I'm finna write this check for 180 million for the budget of such and such. Matter of fact, it should be when it comes to finances, if Feige was the guy who's signing off on the finances, he should be like, all right, if it's anything over 200,000, if you think the budget is over 200,000, now you give me a call. I'll give you you got green light all the way up into 200. I'm talking about 200,000. I give you the green light on anything up towards 200 million. Right? Checkbook is yours all the way up in 200 million. You don't even, once it's 201 million, now you call, or 200 million and 1 cent, now you call me. Now you call me. Don't call me before then. He should have had trust in his people. Yeah, I heard about Parliament. They were the Parliament in various capacities. When it's time to fly to the island resort to map out the next 5 to 10 years, that's who gets on the plane. Wonderbaum got promoted, but he's not new. Yeah, no, I know he was already there. I'm talking about new as in the triangular power structure, because now, when the executives come, roll on the screen, he's like third down. To me, it seemed like he took Victoria Alonso's spot, because it used to be Feige, D'Esposito, and then Alonso. Now it's like Feige, D'Esposito, and now it says Brad Wonderbaum when they do the credits crawl or whatever. But yeah, man, what do y'all say? Should he go? Should we still have patience for Feige? Should we see if he can right his wrong and get up out of the crisis that he in? Do you think he can get up out of this crisis? Those are the questions that I pose to you guys. Y'all should know my answer already. But yeah, let me wrap this thing up, man. Don't forget. I thought I had it. Don't forget, man. Here's the streaming schedule right here. Mondays, Blurred AF, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on the YouTubes. Blues House Live, Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on the YouTubes, like all y'all are here today. And then Blues News will be throughout the week. Now, I don't do just Marvel stuff anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm expanding the brand. I do Marvel. I'm doing TV shows, movies, and I'm also doing hip-hop music, you know what I'm saying, the culture. I'm just trying to mash all of that together. So hopefully y'all are kicking it with me, y'all are hanging with me, and y'all are seeing me transition into being more vocal on some of these other things. Who knows? It might be, I don't want to go in politics, but I might every now and then throw something political out. I just want people to be a little bit more affluent in things that's going on in the culture, other than just entertainment, because sometimes they use this entertainment against us. So I want us to be hella vigilant in what's going on. So, and that's what I'll be talking about in my house anyway. So yeah, man, let me answer these last couple things. Buck said they out here disrespecting Sam Wilson. I'm not here for it. Yep, they should have just kept him as the Falcon. Doomsday would be Feige's biggest test. I think you know what, James McD, this is what I will say. It will be his biggest test, but he has Ironheart coming up. He has Wonder Man coming up. Eyes of Wakanda coming up. Marvel Zombies. He has 4 Disney Plus shows that have to come out. That's probably not going to be rewarded with any kind of fanfare. He has Fantastic Four that may or may not do good, right? He's got a lot of opportunities to hurt the brand even more before Doomsday drops. How does Fantastic Four connect with Doomsday? We don't know. We saw them show up at the end of Thunderbolts, right? Was that enough to get you hyped for Fantastic Four? Me, not necessarily. Then if you know anything about Fantastic Four and what happens, that don't connect to Doomsday. So now we're going into Doomsday blind, right? Robert Downey Jr. just, oh snap, Robert Downey Jr., where he come from? It's Doom. I don't know, man. I don't know. Alonzo VFX, something else I'm not remembering. Nobody replaced her because nobody could, to it inexperience. Wonderbaum heads up TV now, but he was in more of a general assist role prior to that. Okay, stamina coming with it. Now that T'Challa situation, I can't argue with that. Feige drive the ball, dropped it, fumble right there, just on the goal line too. Ironheart is about to be a black eye, so too will Lies of Wakanda. For F4 is a coin toss, and no matter how good Zombies is, it won't move the needle. Doomsday really is crunch time. I'm with you. I'm with you when you're right, Stamina. I'm with you when you're right. But yeah, let's get on up out of here, man. Let's get on up out of here. Y'all know how I do. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. Take it easy, be safe, and peace. I'm out of here.